Hello anyone and everyone. Welcome to the May Tech Design Update video for Seeds of Earth. As a quick recap of our milestones for March and April, in March we introduced the final changes for our advanced prototype stage of the game's development. It had a ton of features like pickups, functioning loadout and inventory, NPC interaction, a module shop, and of course the basics of navigation and combat. While this was great, there were some flaws and cruft that needed to be addressed. Most of these flaws centered around the inventory and loadout systems. Each module was very heavyweight, and the whole system made tons of assumptions about what they contained. Not only was this not scalable for game performance, but each module was a pain to create and manage from the design and data perspective. To address this, we embarked on rebuilding the game's core systems from the ground up, this time in C++. This rewrite included a number of other changes as well, such as support for animated ship models, much cleaner menu system management, and tons of cleanup and refactoring. Unfortunately, these changes feel like a step backward. The animated ships are not correctly sized or fully integrated, the loadout and inventory UIs no longer function and need updating, and the game generally seems to have slid backwards in visible progress. But this is the nature of game development. Sometimes we must discard our prototypes and start again. With the C++ changes and new plugins built, we were ready to rework the parts of the game that were working well: the UI layer, combat basics, and moment-to-moment gameplay. For the first week of the May milestone, we reworked the inventory and loadout systems to use our new plugins. Additionally, we integrated our new attributes plugin for both ships and modules. With these in place, players can once again pick up, equip, and fire modules. The following week rebuilds one of the AI enemies, but now it looks like a GST seeker. Sets up stats for a new test entity, the asteroid, and establishes slots and equipment for non-weapon types such as power plants. The new models are imported correctly now, and they each have their own custom shield mesh and collision volume. Additionally, the attribute plugin is now driving basically all of the stats behavior for both ships and the loot items. Some functionality is still not back to normal, such as being able to drop items, roll loot on enemy kills, or access any of the NPC menus, but this was a huge leap forward. The third week of May was a focus on content, polish, and presentation. This week introduced a massive UI facelift, tons of new design data for the loot system, and fixed up versions for the old Raider AI. The module details panel is back, but this time much better organized. Similarly, the ship details panel has been completely rebuilt and now accurately reflects the stat changes from equipped modules. Finally, the loot generation algorithm was completely overhauled to be simpler, more flexible, and more reliable. All of these changes make the game feel much better than the week before. Finally, for the last week of this milestone, we converted over the old asset data to the new loot format. In addition, we added a bunch of the loot content we had planned, setting us up for hours of new content in the game. To utilize this data, we fixed up a few more ship models and attached those to some of the other old AI enemies. Last but not least, we fixed up many of the menu interactions, such as dropping modules back into the world and displaying all of your ship's stats in the ship details panel. This milestone introduced many great changes and did a lot to pay off the hard work put into the plugins and core system mechanics. Players can once again view their inventory, equip modules, inspect items, drop items, and experience combat against AI ships. The next milestone will be focusing on restoring the game's economy by allowing players to buy and sell items, purchase and select upgrades, purchase and fly new ship chassis, and find loot from destroyed enemies. Thank you for watching, and be sure to check in for updates about Seeds of Earth next time.